Hey, everybody, welcome back. I am Jewel Williams, and you are listening to and watching the All Things Logistics podcast. And I've been doing a 6-part series here and helping you learn how to or improve your business model for your freight and transportation company. So, on this video, I am talking about fuel cost. All right. So, the last video, I still got the old screen up. Let me flip over. I gotta do better. Oh my gosh. All right. So we're talking about fuel calculations here. Okay. And on the last video, I talked about your hours that you worked, and we calculated out how many miles that you can drive. And that plays into how much fuel you're going to use. So we're going to crunch some more numbers, and we're going to get into some more numbers here. So we need some data, though, when we're doing our numbers. So to get that data, I like to go to Google, good old Google. All right, so we see here that diesel today, this is just today in Georgia, and I know it's probably something else, something different there, and that's why you got to know where your diesel, where you're buying it. Excuse me, but we're looking at here $4.135. Okay, so they're probably going to charge you $4.14 a gallon. That's rounded up. Okay. So that's how much fuel how much you're gonna pay for your fuel. Now, on average, if you've got a truck, most times trucks have 2 tanks on them. Both of them hold 100 gallons each, so total of 200 gallons, or one will be like 80, 60 gallons, and the other will be like 100 gallons. So here, when I did the search in Google, it said gallons capacity for tractor trailer class 8 vehicles is anywhere from 120 gallons per tank up to 150 gallons per tank. Now, if you're in a box truck, they usually range, I don't think they go above 100 gallons. I've not seen any go above 100 gallons because most of them you're doing your local stuff. But you want to know how much your tank gets. Now, the next question is, what do you average? What do trucks average per mile, per fuel? Now, when I had my 18-wheeler, I averaged gallon per gallon. It was like six gallons. Let's see, 6 miles per gallon. So let's see what Google says if it's still that average. Let's see, average mile per gallon for semi trucks. Here we go. So 6.5. Okay, nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. Okay, so 6.5. So we know we average 6.5 miles per gallon. Our tank can hold anywhere from 120 to 150 gallons. And we know that diesel is $4.13. So we'll say $4.14. Okay. Now, on the previous video, I talked about how many miles are you going to drive per day. And what we worked out is anywhere from 520 miles to 650 miles. So we're going to plug these numbers in, and we're going to get, of course, if you got a fuel calculator, you can use that. But if you don't have a fuel calculator, you don't want to download an app and all that other kind of stuff, I'm just using Google Docs. You can use pen and paper. That's what I did back in the day. But this is how I worked out my numbers. So I'm going to take, first off, we know we can do miles per day. So our miles per day, per day. We're going to do 520. We're going to be conservative. It's slow right now and all that good stuff. So it's 120 miles per day, right? We also know that we get 6.5 miles per gallon, okay? So we get 6.5 miles per gallon, okay? That's what we get. On our fuel, we're going to put that in fuel so we don't get confused what we're looking at here. Now, we know our tanks hold anywhere from 120 to 150 gallons. I know that most of the tanks I had were 100 gallons, 2 tanks, we're gonna be conservative. We're gonna say 150 gallons. Okay, we're gonna just to be conservative. So we're going to say 150 gallons per truck. Okay. So this is some of our numbers. And then we know that the diesel is costing us $4.14. We're just rounding up. And we've got $4.14 per gallon of diesel. All right. So here are our numbers. Now, so what are we looking for? We want to know if we drove for 520 miles, what is it going to cost us in fuel? Okay. So first we're going to figure out if we fill up our tanks, we're going to fill up with 150 gallons. How many miles can we drive on 150 gallons, right? So we got 150 gallons of fuel, okay? 150 G's, okay? Now, how many miles can I drive with that 150 gallons? I get 6.5 miles per gallon. So I'm going to multiply 6.5. Let's see, I know I'm a perfectionist. 6.5 miles per gallon. And what does that get me? Pull out the handy calculator. Somebody doing a drum roll, I hope. Let me see. So we got 150 gallons at 6.5 miles. I can drive 975 miles. Is that right? 975 miles on that. Yes, because I get 6.5 miles per gallon and I got 150 gallons multiplied. It's 975 miles. Now, how much is it going to cost me to fill up with this 150 gallons? So my cost is $4 and what did I say, 14 cents? 14 cents times 150 gallons. Oops. Geez. What's my cost on that? So we've got $4.14 times 150 gallons. That's going to cost us $621. What was that? $621. Yes. Okay. So that's our cost to get fuel. Okay. 0.00. All right. So now we haven't even started driving yet. And we've already spent $621 just to get ourselves ready for the first run. And we know we're in our area right here. So what we want to know is, what's the minimum? What's the minimum we need? Now, I want you to keep in mind, this is just for fuel. So the numbers I'm calculating does not mean this is what you accept for a run. This just means this is how much money you need in addition to the rest of the money. Okay? And we're just breaking out the fuel costs. So I don't want anybody to think that the number that I get here is the end all be all number. It's not. This is just saying, what is it going to cost in fuel to run that truck? That's all we're looking for. So we know we got $120 put in and we can drive 975 miles. All right. We spent $4.15 for the gallon, but that doesn't mean we spent $4.14 per mile. Okay. So we want to take this 621, we want to divide it amongst these miles here. So we're going to type in, we want to divide $621. Let me see. I did this earlier, so I want to make sure I got it right. 480 miles. So we got yeah, I think that's it. So let's take $621. Okay, that's what our fuel cost. Oops, for fuel. Divide that by 975 miles. And what do we get? Anybody got the answer? Equals. Let's get my calculator up. I know I got to put this in right. So we're spend 921, 621. Divide that by 975. So we basically are spending 63 cents per mile in fuel for this first tank. 63 cents. Okay. That's just your fuel cost. That is not what you take. When somebody calls you and they go, we're going to pay you 63 cents a mile because it pays for your fuel. Hell to the no. You got to make a profit. We're not doing that. So if we plug this back in and I say I drove 975 miles and times 63 cents cost me $614. So I rounded down or up or down. Okay. So what we've done here, if we've established that part of your per mileage cost is going to include 63 cents. That doesn't mean you take 63 cents. Please do not be taking those 63 cents a mile, okay, for freight. If somebody's calling you and they're like, well, it's only going to cost you 63 cents a mile. No. You've got to factor in your other costs of operations. That's a driver working for a company. They might take 63 cents a mile because their company's flipping the cost for everything else. But owner operators, do not take that. Please do not take that. Do not take that. Do not take that. Okay. But that just goes to show you when you're calculating your price on fuel for per mile. Okay. If you had this type of truck and you were wanting to drive 520 miles a day, you know, for that 520 miles that you're driving a day, you multiply 63 cents of that, 63 cents times 520 miles. So per day, if that's what you're averaging, you are going to be spending $327. Let me see. $327.60. Okay. So $327.60. Okay. So that's your daily fuel budget right there. That doesn't mean that's what you take. No, that's not what that means. But that means that's your fuel budget. Okay. So when you're negotiating with your brokers, with your shippers, you need to have these numbers tight so that you know when you're looking on Uber Freight and you're thinking about bidding on something, you should be having those numbers right in front of you before you even put that bid in, so you know exactly what you're going to be getting out of that. And your fuel cost needs to be factored into that based on, and if it were me, what I used to do is every time I fueled, I wrote it in the book what the cost of that fuel was, because that determines what your expense is. Okay, so if the freight goes up, don't keep it at $4.14 if you're paying $5.14. If you go to another state, don't keep it up. Okay, you've got to adjust your fuel costs. So you might have to recalculate this again if you go to another state, or you reset your clock and you're in someplace else and if your fuel has gone up. Hey, put in the new number. Okay, if it goes down, put in the new number. But if it goes up, put in the new number for real, because you want to make sure that you're covering your fuel costs at minimum. All right. So that concludes my lesson on calculating your fuel costs so that you can understand where you need to be when you're about to sit down and make that negotiation. Like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and so that you can be notified when I come out with the next few videos. And I want to thank you for watching. And definitely leave some comments below if this is helping you out. And I'll see you on the next video. Let's get these coins.